Hello all, Frost here again, back with another video. Today we're going to be discussing Jujutsu Kaisen in a more casual manner, and we're going to be talking about one of the more controversial choices made in the manga recently in Yutaru. I think this is probably the most divisive choice made by Gege Akutami in writing the series, and since now 263 has officially come out, I think it's now time to interpret and explain why this choice was made from a story perspective to understand what Gege was trying to get across. And then we'll come back to it and I'll explain my thoughts on the whole ordeal. So, one of the most prevalent themes across the manga is the idea of inherited will. This is seen in series such as Naruto and characters such as Naruto himself inheriting Jiraiya's will, and Madara inheriting the will of Kaguya, and My Hero Academia where Deku inherits the will of All Might, and Shigaraki inherits the will of All for One. Jujutsu Kaisen, to a degree, is not much different in that regard, in portraying the idea of inherited will in the story. The way they portray, however, is just in a more literal, debatably grotesque sense. Yuta takes Gojo's body in a way to say that he is the new Gojo and he is inheriting his will by doing this. This is even explained in flashbacks where the Raid Squad is talking about whether or not Yuta should do this. We always let Gojo be the monster. With Gojo gone, someone has to do it. If no one else has the guts to do it, then I will be the monster. This is pretty blatant with the idea of inherited will. The scene itself also serves as a way to further characterize Yuta and Gojo, giving them both more development. Yuta displays his curse of kindness and self-sacrifice, being willing to sacrifice his very life in order to take down Sukuna and risk even being permanently trapped in Gojo's body, while Gojo further shows the burden he took in becoming the strongest in his isolation after Geto left and needing to be the monster on his own. Now that I've explained why the choice was made, let's get down to my thoughts on it. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I was a big fan of this decision, especially since after 263 was released, we pretty much saw this Yutaru Gojo Yuta fusion do nothing that base Yuta couldn't have done himself, and it also makes the scaling for Gojo and everyone else in the showdown very strange. Let me clarify. Though I am not hating on Gege's writing here, I genuinely hope everything I say here is proven wrong, and I want to believe Gege will cook on a reread, and that I can think Yutaru is a cool idea. Everything that the Yutaru fusion does can effectively be done by base Yuta, as in 263. The hollow purple used by the fusion only peels the skin off of Sukuna's face, and does otherwise not really much else to his Sukuna, who has two arms, manually beating his heart, post 8 black flashes from Yuji. Honestly, it makes the fusion look significantly weaker than the Yuta that jumped in earlier in the fight, that ripped out Sukuna's tongue and almost led them to an early victory against him. Like, genuinely, it makes the earlier Yuta look so much stronger, it's not even funny. Before you say he saved them from Sukuna's domain expansion, Gege just did not have to write that happening. You could honestly end up skipping to the part where Hana appeared, and I think the same effect is there. And the swap Loki kind of starts coming off as done for shock value. I'm not saying that's the purpose of this now. I'm not saying that's all Yutaru is. I understand the point behind it, and the idea of the main cast performing acts similar to the villains to win is really cool in concept. It's incredibly interesting. What I am saying, however, is that the execution so far has not been the best due to poor timing and a lack of true significance, because there is an argument to be made. You could have just given Yuta the 6 eyes and had him pull up again and do the exact same thing he did in 261 to 263 in his own body, and there wouldn't be that much of a change. It would effectively work in pretty much the same fashion narratively and in terms of impact, and if you need to take him out for a bit, like you did here, you can just say the 6 eyes are rejecting Yuta to nerf him so he doesn't auto-kill Sukuna and immobilize him for a while due to the feedback/strain of the rejection. Once again, I'm not saying objectively Yutaru is bad. Honestly, as I've been going through the series week by week, it is slowly starting to grow on me, and who knows, on a full read-through when the series is finished, I could think that this is one of the best decisions Gege made. What I am saying, however, is now Yutaru does not look like it was completely necessary, because you can just toss in Yuta with the 6 eyes in his place, and it looks like we would get the same results. However, I could be very wrong in the future, and I honestly hope I am. I have high hopes for what Gege can do with this still, and I feel it can still be very interesting, depending on how he takes it. Anyways, I guess that's all for now. I am still not necessarily the best fan of Yutaru, and as of 263 right now, I think my feelings and the feelings of others who feel the same way as me are relatively validated due to a lack of results. However, there is a point to this idea, and in concept it is very interesting and still has quite a bit of potential. If you enjoyed this video or this style of video, please let me know by leaving a like and comment, and please subscribe if you enjoy my videos in general. Anyways, that's all for now. Frost out. Peace.